Planning Commission. If there's anyone here who'd like to speak on a topic, we have some sheets of paper over there which you can fill out and bring up to Adam. First is our call to order, Brad.
Yeah, here.
Go,
Yeah.
Matt. With us. Ryan, present, and Matt.
Here.
John Fuller and Ryan here. And our newest member. Emily Walsh.
There we are. Sorry, Joe.
Caught you unawares. The first item is to approve the agenda that we have before us. I don't know that there are going to be any changes or additions to the agenda, so and it's motion to approve. Second, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All approved. Next is a public hearing that we have on the preliminary plan for what is now called Parkside Reimagined Phase 1. And perhaps the commission members would like to discuss this a little bit, and after that, we'll see if there are any members who are with us in the audience who would like to speak. I don't see any changes on this this newest version from the last time we saw it. You?
Supposed to be the street widths, right?
They're 26 feet wide. So they're meeting fire access. There were questions about water capacity. There is an exception A under Fire Code Appendix B that allows for 75% as approved. So if there's 1,500 gallons per minute, it would be acceptable. So those are two of the changes that have been made.
Sounds like the changes that were made are in line with what our minutes say from the last meeting. Which reminds me that we also need to approve our minutes from the last.
Motion to approve.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, on back to the Parkside Reimagined. So we've heard the various changes that we suggested be made, have been made on this new rendition of the plat. Let me open matters then to the public hearing as to any of the items that people in the audience would like to bring up.
Hello. Mayor Laughlin. I've been on the Planning and Zoning Commission since the mid-90s. We designated this area to be higher density housing since the mid-90s, mid to late 90s. I think we finally made a land use map. This area was designated to be higher density housing. We knew no one would build a single family home on the interstate. So this follows in suit with what had been planned for 25 years ago. So I just want to make that clear. It follows the plan that we made a long time ago.
Thank you, Roger. Anyone else? Okay, I'll close the public hearing if there are no other speakers. And the commission will discuss, make a decision.
I'm gonna voice my continued objection. I think it's zoned for that reason. That was a long-term plan, but the plan we made not too long ago was a very different look of the neighborhood, a walkable area, a less density than what we have, and for that reason, that's my issue.
Sally?
You know me, I'm Sally Peck. I was on P and Z when we worked on the last plan didn't approve the initial site plan for this particular area. It was after years of different changes, different councils, different P and Z commissions, making recommendations for density, zoning, and so forth. But the most recent plan prior to this was significantly different. What concerns me is that we keep doing these, we do comprehensive plans, we have community meetings, we have community inputs. A lot of people put a lot of the time and energy and concern into planning it for this community, members of the community. Put their efforts in, not only members of commissions or members of the city council. So I'm just kind of perplexed overall, is it worth it? Is it even bother having any plans whatsoever? If repeatedly, we're going to end up in situations like this, where we're going from a quite a different density. A couple of years ago to a significantly higher density now. I guess that's a decision for you to make on a policy thing, but I'm beginning to think doing comprehensive plans and having community meetings and public hearings is becoming virtually useless.
Thank you, so, yes,
I wonder what comments we think this doesn't meet from our comprehensive plan. I guess this seems like our comprehensive plan indicated we need more affordable housing. This actually provides more affordable housing than the previous options presented. There's more units in this option, so you might argue that this plan could be better than the original. For what our town needs.
I would say that we worked really hard on when we approved the first version of this plan initially. And we had a lot of thought process into other parts of the comprehensive plan that include walkability, community, trees, green area. And we worked really hard and we're very kind of specific from our original, where we started originally. And we're very thoughtful about that, in my opinion. So I just struggle with the lack of that. It's not that. It's the way that it's created.
There's more than just affordable housing too, with more diverse housing. So there were a lot of things in terms of housing. And we've done a lot of those changes to remind all of you. I was there on the comp plan with you guys. There's a lot of zoning changes that we made. That were to provide more flexibility because we were not growing, and that's where eventually, when I left, that's when the planned unit development ordinance got designated and voted on. And so that's essentially what this zone is a planned unit development zone. So things that you guys do say, they do happen, they do come to fruition. They're not always perfect. But I just want to let you guys know that your voice is heard and what's put in these plans doesn't matter.
other comments? Well, I would agree with the mayor, with Ryan's comments on the affordable housing aspects. I would also say that that was really the one of the chief elements of the most recent comprehensive plan. It was pretty evident that the city was growing, and if it wanted to have that feature, it would have to be providing more housing that would be of a nature that either more people could move here or would be able to serve the current residents of the city. So I think that is something that is carried out by this particular development.
Bring up another comment.
Please.
So if I recall correctly, when Blaine was kind of discussing the outlook of how this was going to develop, it was going to be over a 10-year period, correct? And he wasn't going to build what wasn't going to sell or be occupied. So, I mean, it's basically saying, he's not gonna build something wrong continually to develop this site with. So will he have opportunity through the course of 10 years to revisit this plan, to say reshape it or revisit it with different building construction plans?
Well, that's part of the planned unit development aspect. It seems to me that you've got a chance of having changes made in the plan as we go along. This is not the typical plan that we have in terms of just holding things steady at the point that, that we approve the plan, the council approves the plan. So good point. I think that they will have. And it's hard to say what things are gonna look like in 10
The
years.
echo is yes. Anytime there are new buildings, they have to submit a site plan, and in that plan unit development ordinance, site plans have to be reviewed by planning and zoning. So every time it does something new, it
We'll
comes
see.
here.
Yeah, and I guess all I'm getting at, my point is, this is today's vision, but tomorrow's vision could be different. This is kind of chasing today's conditions of difficult housing and, affordable housing. So, I guess I just wanted to say that for everybody as a reminder that this may not be the same in 10 years.
On the other hand, with approval of this site plan, construction is going to go ahead. I don't know exactly the timetable for that, but that's my understanding that we are very close to starting construction.
It'll be on the corner of the southeast corner, so is where the construction will take place.
Yeah, did you say the 15 units?
Yep. Yeah,
There's gonna be 4 phases, right? 4 or 5. 4.
there's gonna be more than that.
Let's see. Right here. Almost each lot's almost a phase, I think. So it'd be 7. Probably 7 phases.
So we have to approve each phase, right?
Correct. Well, I probably will end up being 6 because the hotel's included
Yes.
as a lot in that. I guess you would have to approve it. If there was a hotel to be. Never mind what I said.
Hotel and commercial buildings.
Yes, you guys would still see that too.
Well, any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve this phase of the Parkside Reimagined development.
Second.
We have a second. Okay, voice vote. Brad,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Fuller, yes. Brian
Yes.
and Emily.
No.
The motion passes. Forward this to the city council. The next is another site plan, and this is for the Nordics parking lot expansion. We don't have a drawing of this, but maybe you have that up on the screen.
Not coming through, hold on. Right here, there is.
By the way, Nordics is the wind turbine plant that's to the south of the interstate. And they expect to expand their operations and therefore are requesting more parking.
So Terry will have differing comments that our city attorney is going to look over. The other question I had. Is anybody seeing any type of landscape plan whatsoever on here? Because that is a
No.
requirement of our site.
Yeah, that's my
167.
comment as well. There's no vegetation as far as I know.
Yeah, 16706. It's like 8, it talks about landscape screening and open space requirements. So that's where it talks about, you know, technically your park is supposed to be, you know, have some tree islands in there. You know,
Or
some
there can be an
landscaping.
offset payment, right?
What's that?
Or there can be an offset payment.
I'm not sure on that, John. I'd have to take a look. I didn't read that, but. It's a good question. I didn't see that in the code. And I don't know if we wanna, you know, there's a. Out there right now, that's just a big old concrete jungle,
Right.
you know, no greenery at all. I mean, if you go to any parking lot, you're gonna. See if there's a tree out there, someone's gonna try to park under it, whoever gets there first. You know, it gets hot in the summer, so I mean, I think it needs to have. Landscaping,
I would agree with that.
you know,
And it certainly doesn't follow our comprehensive plan. We hope that we're gonna have more trees in the city.
Correct.
And the lighting, Gary, lighting for the parking lot, there's some, probably some sort of metric requirement.
yes, there is.
So they probably need to install some lighting out there. in
Yeah,
addition to
you know, my opinion of the drawing that they submit is more or less a location drawing. It isn't a true site plan. I mean, like you said, Ryan, photometrics, we need landscape plan, how about any grading plan? I mean, they're gonna be moving some dirt out there, I would assume.
It's not,
You know,
there's some drainage, but it
yeah,
pushes into the ditch and I'm wondering about the right of way there too. Like, it's not shown
correct.
where we're getting to.
And I, you know, yeah. Myself and the city attorney are gonna be talking, but I don't think they're allowed to have parking in the required front yard. Or code, my opinion. I mean, and we have to discuss that. So that's just.
Yeah, I think I sent a question in to Adam and there's been some discussion on some city staff about that, like, cause the parking lot to me looks like, if I'm seeing the right of way line right, it's like right on the right of way line or within a foot of it, so. I think even looking, I took a peek at SUDAS design standards tonight, and even in industrial areas, it looks like it requires a 10-foot setback from like the right of way, so. Even in an all industrial area. So I mean, I think, and it looks like there's a water main that might have easement and some sanitary easements, right? So. There might be some review needed as to. You know, those agreements and what happens if there is parking or paving put over top of those utilities that the city. You know, and for the city infrastructure, right, so. There's
Lots of unanswered
a lot
questions.
of things.
You're bringing up points, our engineer Dave, who's not here, would echo when it comes to the easements.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds to me therefore that this site plan is not really ready for review. I would move that we put it on hold until the review can be made by staff. And then it can be brought before us again.
That's that.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
As opposed? Okay. Next is city staff reports. And we hear there are some. Mary?
Well, yes, things have slowed down. I know that, there isn't as
Breathe
many.
in.
Yeah, you can breathe again, pretty much. Talking to, Mr. Hirschberger back there, sounds like they're really moving quite along on the existing 12-plex out there. Maybe be occupying in November. Heritage Hill. It sounds like they're gonna be calling for final inspections on a bunch of those units here next week or so. But besides that, I've done one rough in on a single family dwelling and did a final on a single family dwelling, and most everything else has been small decks or. But few and far between.
Adam, any?
On my end, I guess. I'll go old school and I'll think, but I want you three, if you're comfortable, to say your name and like what your program masters.
Not to put you on the spot.
So, I'll be the guy that puts you on the spot.
No worries. Thank you, Adam. Hi, everyone. My name's Joe and I'm a student at University of Iowa. Masters in urban planning. And this year I'm serving your community just by listening to your voices. What you want for West Branch, and then by the end of the year, we'll incorporate that feedback into a new long range plan for 2050.
I'm Megan. I'm a second year master's student in urban and regional planning, and I'll also be working on the comprehensive plan for West Branch.
I'm Gypsy. I am also a master's student in urban and regional planning, also working on a transportation certificate. And I'm here mainly to listen. I have a lot of concerns. I like the feel, I like the safety, small town feel of West Branch. There's a lot of concerns, there's a lot of pressure from the I-80 surrounding areas, and mainly I'm here to listen, and I want, I'm the best interest for West Branch is my main concern. So I'm happy to be here.
This student group will be around in and out of West Branch for most of the rest of the year, so these are three of the faces.
Welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I have one comment to make. I attended a Zoom meeting just a couple day ago that Kevin Olson put on. There are some new legal requirements that the legislature has placed upon people who are on boards or commissions. And that requires those folks to attend a session about open meeting requirements. And the sessions that are going to be available to people aren't exactly clear right now. However, it is for all new board members or new city council members as of the 1st of July. Emily, that's you.
All right.
Those who are continuing members.
So I took a little break and I got.
That's right, you did. Those who are continuing members are grandfathered in. Thank goodness. So
I'll tutor yet.
that good. But it was an interesting session, and it's interesting to me how the legislature can impose various requirements and not really necessarily think them out as to how they're going to be achieved. But that seems to be what happened. Well, our next meeting, unless there are other matters to be brought up, is November 25th. And again, unless something intervenes and there's a need for us to get together again. So I'll entertain a motion for our continuance for our ending.
Motion.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for coming.